Agri-Markets Access Conference, RAMAC.
I'll start by saying I'm so excited to be here, but also quite humbled to be talking to this room full of experts, far more expert than I am in agriculture in Africa. As you heard from my introduction, I'm a program officer at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and just to share what the foundation does, our overarching aim is to help people live healthy and productive lives. And you really need to focus on agriculture if that's your goal, because we all know the farm is the source of food and nutrition. It's a source of cash, which can lead to better health, better education. So it's not surprising that we've ended up focusing on smallholder agriculture in particular. And I have sort of grantees that fall into two different categories, partners that work in two different ways. I would say Farm Concerns worked on incremental improvement in informal markets a lot in the work we've done. But then I have a lot of other partners who focus more on rapid formalization in market systems. So that's what I wanted to take a moment to discuss, that there's sort of these two strategies that have different benefits and challenges. In the informal sector, the focus I've seen through Farm Concerns work is one that's really looking at broad-based rural economic growth, trying to work with farmers and traders, input suppliers, everyone that's within a local community. Also leveraging existing social capital and relationships and really building from what's already there. There's also a more immediate entry for farmers into these value chains. Often the barriers to entry are not as high for them. But the challenges are clear too. These value chains are crowded, they're inefficient. The smallholders without facilitation have a hard time capturing much of the profit margins, which are already very thin in many of these products. And it's sometimes unclear what the rules are governing these systems. So on the formal system side, there's also clear opportunities. Profits can be much higher. Formal buyers can drive improvements in quality, food safety, and testing, and the systems that would create a more sustainable, safe agricultural market. However, farmers will tell you sometimes that working to achieve high quality standards just isn't worth it for them, that the costs and effort involved in that may not pan out, especially if there aren't other quality buyers nearby. So there's lots of different models out there, and this begs a question I was thinking about. Is there a choice to make on whether we promote formal or informal markets? And I think the answer, of course, is no, that we need both. But the question might be, how do we create a hybrid where the two approaches converge to create a better market system with the right incentives to increase productivity and profits? So when I was thinking about how this applies to those of us in development, how do we work in this kind of gray space between just informal or just formal? I think there's a few ways or a few things to think about. The first one was I thought we really need to better understand what these markets look like. I kind of get the image of an iceberg, that we know the top part of the market that's formally traded and maybe a bit more, but there's the large base of the iceberg that's the volume of trade we don't often see or count. Second, we need to appreciate where there are these handoff points or connection points between informal and formal markets. Third, I think we need to think about helping farmers to establish track records, and many of you in this room do that. And then fourth, we need to invest in empowering farmers and other informal business people in the chain, like traders, to seek information, services, and opportunities for themselves.
RAMAC 2014 by Farm Concern International and its partners.